We interrupt your program for a special White House briefing. What's up? Yo, what's up? What's up? For real, Yeah. Styling. You ain't called me though, girl. Thought you was trying to deal with a brother, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna work for that ass like that. I ain't gonna work for it. I got enough jobs. All right, I'm Tim Black. For those of y'all who don't know, I'm the Keeping It Real correspondent for President Barack Obama, or what I refer to as my man B.O. Barry. Don't get excited because I'm not going to be answering none of y'all funky ass questions. What I have is a statement that he wanted me to deliver because, you know, that's what I do. Feel me? And it's about Malia. And I'm sure you've heard by now about these lousy ass fools who got pictures of Malia, his baby girl, up on their website. Name of that group, Pro Era. Oh, Barry would like to remind all y'all motherfuckers that he is the man who got Bin Laden dead. So I don't know why y'all even playing games, man. The man got planes with drones and shit. He ain't just a bomb. He drops bombs. Haven't you heard? He would also like you to know, Joey Badass, that he is really a badass. Always catching bodies in lobbies and in safaris. He don't play. So you need to keep that in mind. So while you out there rapping, you need to take that picture of Malia down, have somebody handle that before you get your ass handled, homie. Step on. Speed on. Before you get droned on. Or waterboarded. Or disappeared. Michelle would like you to know that she doesn't let her babies have no damn social media accounts for a reason. That includes relationships or interactions with the likes of you guys. All right? She said she will fuck you up personally. And I, for one, believe it. Just saying. Hit hard. It's in the shoulders. Got guns. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Just take that picture down. Also, just because, you know, Obama said he did like one of your songs, I think it was number 99. Pretty good, you know, how to go, when you see a pig, hit him in his baby back ribs. You dig? That was a pretty good line. But he wants you to know that he's the commander-in-chief, so keep shit brief before he put niggas to sleep. That's what he said, all right? Meaning you, your whole family, right? Let's keep that real, all right? All right, guys, that's all I got for you. Let's just go ahead and make sure that we walk lightly. I expect that picture to be down, young man. Unlike some of the ratchet hoes you deal with, Malia has a father living in a home. The house. The White House. All right, nigga. All right.
It's the Tim the Bartender Show, where the drinks are served cold, and sometimes so is the truth. Always real and always Tim the Bartender. Cheers.
Hey, how you doing, man? Hey, what's going on, folks? I'm Tim Black, a.k.a. Tim the Bartender. You tuned into the Bar Stool Podcast. And you know what? This is episode number 19. Yeah, 19. Your brother's been doing the damn thing for a while now. That's what you call full commitment. No missed days, hanging in there, doing it, regards to how I feel. So I'm a little sluggish today, so it's coffee time. Yeah, baby. Woo! Now look, you know about my channel, right? On YouTube, you know what I do, Tim's Take Live? That's right, Tim's Take Live, and then I got another channel, Crawford Tech 1, where I give you relationship stuff and life stuff, and I'm going to start doing like celebrity type crazy shit on that channel. But on Tim's Take Live, I do entertaining news stuff. And that's where most of my attention's gone because, hey, I love it. And a lot of times, like I was telling someone today, I do entertainment stuff sometimes, right? It's entertainment. Then I try to mesh the entertainment with my news. But whenever I do a story, it's because I feel strongly about it. I'm passionate about what I do. And some people who do stories, some people who create content, some people who make videos, they piss me off because they lack passion. It's like they're just collecting an easy check. They've been doing it for so long, they just get money, and they just keep getting money. So I'm waging war against those people because I want to take over. I'm fresh, I'm hungry, I'm ready. Now, if you've been following my stuff on Tim's Take Live, if you're getting this right now on Stitcher or iTunes, you need to come over to YouTube. Come on over to YouTube, check out my videos, check this episode out in video format. That's TBS, the Bar Stool Podcast, number 19, Tim's Take Live. Type in IamTimBlack.com, and that'll take you to my YouTube channel. All right? And then look for TBS19. All right? Okay. Now, earlier this week, if you've been following me, you know I did a video on the Hebdo Charlie and the terrorist act that happened in Paris, France. That's right, it was a terror act. You kill people who weren't trying to kill you. You kill civilians, unarmed people. Terrorism. Now, I stood behind the cartoonist and the comic book or the comic creators of that magazine for their satire, for their jokes or whatever, right? Now, I hadn't seen all their cartoons or all their comics. And someone said, Tim, someone who commented on my video said, Tim, you don't even know what you're standing up for. If you haven't looked at the comics, what are you standing up for? I'm like, do I need to see their comics? I don't need to see their comics, man. They were making jokes and you got pissed. Well, not you, but some people who practice Muslim, or some Muslims who practice Islam. Ignore that, I'm sorry. They got pissed and they wanted to kill these guys, and they did. They killed a lot of people. Why do I need to see the cartoons to know that this shit was uncalled for? You broke a bunch of laws because you were upset, because you were offended. I stand up for freedom of speech. I stand up for people having the right to piss you off sometime and say jokes and do this type of thing. And then I saw the cartoons. I'm just going to say this, guys. Look, I'm not changing my stance. I still think people have a right to make jokes and people have a right to satire. But Charlie Hebdo, they went a little far. All right? Look, I don't do things on my show just to piss people off. Maybe I should, but I don't. Like, I poke fun at Obama. I'll say something about Obama. The skit I did earlier. They don't want me talking about their daughter, using their daughter picture in my video. They don't want me talking about the White House. Why would they? But I do it. I talk about Congress people. I talk about law enforcement. Oh, man. I let the cops have it from time to time. I let thugs have it. I let regular people have it too. So, I'm all about us expressing our opinions and speaking our minds. But Charlie Hebdo, they just kept on hitting the Muslims. Kept on. Till Al-Qaeda was like, all right, enough with this shit. Go get those motherfuckers. And that's who claimed responsibility for the terror attacks. Al-Qaeda. They sent these guys in there, these two brothers and their sidekick friend, and I heard there was a woman as well. Now, we all know all the terrorists have been killed. All these pissed off folks, these Muslims who were pissed off, who did this thing, who killed these people, they have been killed. And I'm like, there's a lot of killing that went on that didn't need to happen. It just didn't. You say, Tim, well, you don't understand. You're right, I don't understand, because I'm not Muslim. I'm also not an intolerant asshole. Now, I don't care what kind of cartoons you draw. That don't give me a right to kill you. That gives me a right to ban you. That gives me a right to be pissed off at you. That gives me a right to draw my own cartoons. That gives me a right to make my own videos. That gives me a right not to patronize you or buy from you. But does that give me a right to take an AK-47, go down to your place of business, and shoot your ass? No. It doesn't. Now, if you think it does, then we're going to have a difference of opinion that we ain't going to never be able to see eye to eye on. Because I can never support that shit. It's not me. That's not what I do. That's not who I am. But on the same token, I will continue to make jokes about people's faith over and over and over and over and over and over, over and 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 over. And that's what it looks like they did. But do I think they deserve to die for that? No. I do not. See, that's me. See, I'm congruent. You disagree with me, but I'm not going to be a hypocrite. You're not going to get me to say that these people should not have been able to practice their freedom to make jokes. I'm not going to say it. Now, look, before you try to say again that I don't know what I'm talking about, you got to remember I'm an African American. And unlike some of the young dummies who say stuff like, I'm not black, don't call me black, I'm not black, I'm not black, don't call me black. Unlike them, I understand my history. See, I was raised in a household where my mother, she collected a lot of things. And of that list of things she collected Jim Crow and slave memorabilia. So I grew up knowing about all the jokes white people made about black people. All our existence in America, ever since we were brought to America in slave ships, they've been making jokes about black people. They weren't funny jokes either. Sambo jokes, jokes about watermelon, jokes about fried chicken, jokes about us shuffling, jokes about us being slaves, jokes about all these things. Funny, 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 from Bugs Bunny to Elmer Fudd to all these sons of bitches. They make jokes about black people. Mammy, oh mammy. Couldn't talk and shit. And some of the jokes they make, they continue to this day. Okay? Just because you can't see it, don't mean they don't exist. I see it. I see that shit. Son of a bitch. All right? In fact, if you come to YouTube on the right video, a video that I may have done, you'll see enough racial comments from redneck, hateful ass racists in my video comment section. Now, should I ban them? Hell yeah. Should I subscribe to them? Hell no. Should I befriend them? Hell no. Should I invite them out for a beer? Hell no. But should I hire somebody to go and kill them? Nah, dog. Don't do that. Don't do that. It ain't worth that. But see, the fact that you think that's okay, that that's the way to go, that means we have a disconnection once again that we will never be able to transcend. So, for the record, so people understand it, I support freedom of speech. I support making comments. I support making content. I support bucking the system. I support speaking your truth. But I do not support bullying people, which is what I think Charlie Hebdo did. They used their platform to bully, and it appears that they did a lot of bullying to mostly Muslims, not so much to Jews. Not so much. In fact, I've read somewhere that they fired a cartoonist at Charlie because he made jokes about Jews. They don't be making Jew jokes. We focusing on the Muslims. Fuck you over there making Jew jokes for. So that seemed a little hypocritical. But do I think they needed to die for it? No. Now, once again, that's how I feel about it. I'm sorry, I can't change my opinion. You know, there's some people banning Bart Simpson. I think they banned Bart Simpson in Iran. The fuck, Bart? How you gonna ban Bart? How you gonna ban Homer? See, too far. Fuckers ban Bart, wanna ban SpongeBob in the Ukraine. Said it seemed like you're gay. You do seem a little gay though. I ain't gonna lie to you. You seem gay. But so what? So what? He not, I mean, as long as SpongeBob ain't actually doing anything, then I let it ride. But damn, they're bigoted in the Ukraine. Then they got cartoons of Cartman. You know, that they don't want to show. That was nowhere near as bad as the Sambo jokes the Bugs and them used to do with us. All because he making fun of Hitler and shit. You know? Bugs, they got Japanese too. There was a time when they made a lot of jokes about the Japanese and the Chinese and the Vietnamese. It's really screwed up shit. So America has a long history of that. But should we kill them? Should we kill people who made the cartoons? And I say no. I say just don't buy their magazines. And if you don't like the fact they got freedom of speech in that country, don't go to that country. Get out of that country. Don't blow up the country, though. Because as much as I think Charlie Hebdo and company were being bullies, I think those people who ran up into Charlie Hebdo headquarters in Paris, France, and killed 12 people and shot to death that officer who didn't even work there, who was shot, laying on the ground, and you put your AK-47 down there and you shot him, killed him. I think that's more of a bullyish act than drawing fucking cartoons. All right, the next video we're going to get into is Tamir Rice. They have released new footage of Tamir Rice. It's going to be disturbing. This is not entertainment. You will see me get passionate about that story, but it's something we need to look at because these officers should be indicted. I want to know what the grand jury is going to do once they see this footage of the treatment of Tamir Rice after he was shot, after they realized he didn't have a real gun, while he lay on the ground, the treatment of his sister once she realized and heard that her little brother got shot. All right, so here goes the clip. If you're watching this or if you're listening to this on iTunes or Stitcher, come on over to YouTube. I'm going to give you the play-by-play, but ain't nothing like seeing. Because seeing is believing. All right, so as we get ready to go into this video, I want to get this out the way because every time I show the video of Tamir Rice, I have these idiots. And I'm sorry, you're an idiot if you're doing this. You keep saying, well, what happened before you started showing the footage? This video is going to pick up from when the cops pull up. It's not about if we was playing with a toy gun, walking around with it. That's not what this is about. This video clip is about what the officers did when they arrived on the scene. See, you saying he was playing with the gun and that justified him getting shot only strengthens my argument that if you know he's playing with a gun and you're assuming it's a real gun, why on earth would you pull so close to the suspect? Right? So if you think he's a grown man with a real gun, why would you pull up right next to him? That's not protocol. If you believe he is a grown man with a real gun, with real bullets, you pull up a distance from him, get on your bullhorn and be like, hey, let me see your hands. You don't pull up 2 feet from him in your cruiser and talk to him from your car. So I know every time I show Tamir Rice, I have these mentally challenged people who, for them, that concept I just explained to you makes no sense. And they go, but I know, I know it's the internet, and I know it's a bunch of 12-year-olds who most of them are just racist. Anyway, so hey, and they have fake profiles and they do stuff and they're trolling. They're trolling. But okay, so let's go ahead with the video. Okay, so we have young Tamir at the underneath the canopy at the park. And this is where he must see the police cruiser pull up, because he gets up, he walks over, like, oh, these guys must be here for this toy gun. Let me show them the toy gun. And bam! That's it. That's how quickly they kill him. But actually, he's not dead. That's how quickly they shoot him twice. Tamir is alive. In fact, Tamir is alive until later on when he's at the hospital. But I want you guys to pay close attention to all the medical attention and all the comfort that these officers give this young man. All right? Because at this point, they have to look at him, right? He's writhing in pain. His voice alone has to give them some indication that they've just shot a child, not a grown-ass man. 12, even though he's black, because I know how a lot of people think. He looked older. I'm sure he's black. He looked older. 12 does not look 30. All right? For all of you simple-minded folk, or just plain prejudiced. No, he looks like a child. He is a child. Now, at this point, about right here, I think this is where we're going to see his sister, who was also at the park, run over because she hears the shots. And here she is running towards her brother. And is tackled by one of the officers. And I'm sure she's yelling, "That's my little brother! You shot my little brother!" For that, she gets pinned to the ground some more. She tries to get up. They pin her some more. And now they're wrestling with her, trying to put cuffs on her. So instead of comforting her brother, who obviously is a deranged shooter with a toy gun, whom they've shot twice, who at the very least is immobilized on the ground, they're going to cuff this young child. And I guess you're thinking, also closed-minded, racist person, but she probably looked older too. As if she's not speaking to them, telling them, "That's my little brother you shot. Why'd you kill my little brother?" Not only do they not comfort her or the brother, whom they just shot twice, who they're wrestling with, the sister. They're going to do the unspeakable and put her in the squad car next to the body of her brother as he lay bleeding out on the ground next to the cruiser. That's their idea of compassion. But I'm not supposed to say anything bad about police officers. I'm not supposed to think negatively about police officers, but they get to do this to our children. And nothing. All right, I've seen enough of this. This video is a half an hour long. Of course, I'm not going to show that. What you can do is you can go to the description, and I'm going to link you to the actual full-length video if that's what you want to see. I've seen it enough times. I'm just sharing it with you. If you want to see the rest of it in totality, go ahead and do that. I don't have the stomach for it. It's just going to make me more outraged. Lack of compassion, lack of human decency on behalf of these officers. To me, there's no explanation. There's no excuse for this. I'm going to go ahead and cut the video, folks. All right? See, folks, it takes you being a special type of moron to see that footage and not have a problem with it on some level. Because I know, and you know, I don't think this is a shoo-in because we're in America, and I know how our jury selection is, and I know how the prosecutors are reluctant to prosecute officers. And I know how the NYPD and other law enforcement agencies have been on this whole kick that we can't talk badly about police officers. And I've noticed a lot of even the most vocal cop watch type organizations and people have been shutting the hell up lately. Because they feel the political pressure that's been put on them from all these law enforcement agencies, blaming them for killers, blaming them for nutcases who shoot cops. It's your fault because you protested about Eric Garner. It's your fault that these guys are enraged. How about it's your actions that caused the protest? Maybe if you didn't do the things that caused people to protest, people wouldn't protest. But no, that's going back too far. We need to start right at the fact you're protesting at all. You should allow our officers to kill you, right? And to just trample on and piss on your constitutional rights and just be quiet about it. Because when you get to talking about it, people get upset. So not only do they want you to shut up while they kill you, they want you to be quiet about it when you see it happen to others. And that's working because a lot of people are shutting the hell up. They're shutting up. They are shutting it up. There are people who don't know me that say, Tim, you too soft on crime. I'm not soft on crime. I'm hard on crime. And I'm hard on cops who commit crimes. See? Because I think it's a crime what these officers did. I've seen people be more compassionate to a dog they hit in the street than the compassion they showed to Tamir Rice, whom they shot twice, who at some point they had to realize was just a child and that his gun was not real. I've seen more compassion for a squirrel. I've avoided geese and other small farm life on my travels with more consideration than they showed for Tamir Rice or his sister who had committed no crime. But I know I'm just going to have all these people who just don't get it. And I have to ask, are you not getting it intentionally? I mean, you cannot be. You must have been raised in a household where someone taught you that people of a darker complexion deserve less treatment than you, or were beneath you. I mean, that's the only way I could come to a conclusion, an understanding of how you can see a 12-year-old get shot down for a toy. And, it did the same thing with Andy Lopez. Andy Lopez had a toy rifle, and they shot him down. And I remember I did 2 videos on Andy Lopez. And I remember people saying, well, the cops did what they had to do. And I remember Officer Gail Hoss. I remember that. I remember it. And they made excuses for that officer, even though that officer was the weapons trainer for his precinct and for a number of rookie officers. But now he can't determine the difference between a fake gun and a real gun. They put him back out on the street. But see, we didn't have footage of Andy Lopez being gunned down. Well, we do have footage of Tamir Rice. And I'm telling you folks, 2 seconds is not enough time to make a life judgment call for a 12-year-old, for anyone, actually. But they make them very quick decisions. Very permanent decisions are being made very quickly when it comes to certain people. All right, so I'm going to go on to the next story, guys. Hang tight with me. I got another story. Sorry, it's not going to be entertaining, but it's an important story. It's about an officer who has just been ruled or justified in the shooting of a Latino man. Here goes that clip.
10-4-250 dispatch.
Hands up! All 4 of you, hands up! What were you doing? Why are you moving your hands around so much? Making me nervous, man. Who are you? Richard? All of you put your fucking hands up right now on top of the seats. Dispatch 374, get Richard Ramirez here. Can everybody step it up? Hands up! Hands on the fucking... Get your fucking hands up, I'm gonna shoot you. I will shoot you. Hands up! Hands up! Hands up! I will shoot you again! Hands up! Hands up! You fucking move, I'm gonna shoot you! Get on the fucking ground! Get on the ground! Dispatch 374, shots fucking fired!
You didn't do nothing!
Get down! Get down! Out of the car, get down! Out of the fucking car, get down now!
All of us?
Richard, get out of the car and get on the fucking ground now! All of you keep your fucking hands up now!
He's dying.
Back left, take the back left out! Take the back left out!
He's hurt.
Out now! Out!
Hands up now!
Out now! Come to me! Hands on the car! Hands on the car! Hands on the
I
car!
need medical, no code to stage. We're 1038. Ramirez has been shot 3 times.
That's where I can see it. Do not move. No, just stay right there. Do not move.
I got him covered if you want to cuff him. Yeah. You're being detained.
Can you take this ticket out of my hand?
No. Don't move an inch. Driver, get out now.
He doesn't even have a weapon on. Come out. Come on. Back to me. Back to me.
There's an ambulance here for my friend.
Back to me. Back to me. Back to me. Hands on the door of the car.
G, can you come detain the front passenger, please? I don't know if he's got a gun or not. He kept reaching down for his left side, though.
What's going on? I'm just going down. What does that mean?
He's the last one in there. Dave, you want to pull him out? Go ahead and pull him out. Check him for weapons and then whatever medical attention he needs.
38-year-old Richard Ramirez died that night at the hands of Grant Morrison, the officer who shot him. The officer was cleared of any wrongdoing because the jury agreed or believed that Officer Morrison was in fear of life. Morrison testified that Richard Ramirez, who was 38 years old, moved his arm Looked like he was moving something with his arm. There was no weapons found, but it looked like he had a weapon somewhere near him. Said that Ramirez may have stashed a needle or syringe of some type because there was one found near where he was sitting. And that Ramirez had in his system, in his blood, he was high. Okay, high off some type of methamphetamine. So those are the facts. At least that's a fact. He did have drugs in his system. And a syringe was found near him. Okay, this is a fact as well. Isn't it common practice that if you are by yourself and you pull up to a car of 4 people, that you call for backup? This was a high crime area that they were in. Why didn't he call for backup? I mean, folks, it's obvious that Ramirez did not have a gun. He didn't have a gun. There was no gun found in the vehicle. None of the men were armed. Morrison acted erratically. He was afraid, so he kills a man. And by the way, this is not Morrison's first time killing someone on the job. This is the second man he's killed on the job, and of both charges, he's been exonerated. There are officers who never pull their gun. Ever. This man has not only pulled his gun twice, he shot it and killed a man both times. Both times. I'm sorry, folks, but I just do not have patience for this shit. Why is it that people keep dying around you, officer? Why is that? Why does every time... What are you... If you do something else, get another job. Stop being a police officer if you're scared to be a police officer. He said in the deposition, Morrison said something to the effect of, I have a son. I was in fear of my life, or in fear for my life, because I wanted to get home to my son. Of course, that moved the jury much more than pleas from a family of a Latino man, I guess you would say, a Latino man who had drugs in the system, who had run-ins with the law. Of course, because his life is not as valuable as Grant Morrison's. But see, folks, I'm saying it was as valuable. Why wouldn't it be? He didn't have a gun. So obviously, Morrison was wrong because he took a life from a person who didn't have a gun and who he shot him because he said he had a gun. No, he shot him because he was afraid of him. Because he moved funny. And see, this is where I get pissed off even more. Because remember de Blasio, the NYPD were pissed off at de Blasio because he said he told his black son, no sudden movements with cops, be careful with cops, blah, blah, blah. They're like, you don't need to tell your son that. Well, this cop just shot a Latino dude because he moved funny. He shot this young man, or this 38-year-old man, but he's still young. Shot Ramirez for no other reason than he moved funny. The same thing Bill de Blasio tries to tell his mixed son not to do is what would have saved Ramirez's life. Hopefully, we think. But Bill de Blasio is wrong for saying it. He's siding with thugs when he tells his son that. He's inciting violence when he tells his son that. But that's exactly what Ramirez needed to be thinking when he moved the syringe. If that's what he did. If that's what he did, because I don't know if that's what he did or not. When he moved his arm funny and scared the hell out of Morrison, who shot him 3 times, taking his life. Folks, I would love to tell you entertainment stories that are just fun and we could just keep it light. I could do weird stories about a woman slept with a dog and got caught and fell in love with him and he buried his bone in her womb. Or goofy stories about guys pulling pranks and then falling down. But that's not what I've been called to do. I've been called at certain times to do stories like this one. To talk about Eric Garner, Tamir Rice, Andy Lopez, Richard Ramirez, and do stories like the other ones I just talked about. But when I do these stories, man, hopefully somebody's going to be thinking. No sudden movements. None. No sudden movements. See, I'm not a police apologist. But if that officer felt that way, though I got it, man, I'm highly skeptical, man. How you going to kill two people, man? It would take one for me to be like, you know what, I think I need to find another job. I mean, if I had to shoot one person, I mean, you're not a soldier. Got all this propaganda shoved in your head that you need to kill people, okay? But you're not a soldier. You're a police officer. You're there to preserve life, and you end up having to take life? I think it would take one for me to be like, you know, maybe I could do something else. You know, maybe this ain't for me. But this guy goes back out, and now he's jumpy still, and he shoots a guy 3 times because he moved funny. Where's the backup? Where's the help? Why are you, if you're so scared, why are you dealing with 4 guys by yourself? You can see the guy look, Morrison sounded scared when he was talking to these guys, all excited. He wasn't calm. You understand? I've seen officers be calm. I know how to be calm. All right. Nobody move. You got it? Nobody move. This guy, motherfucker, shut up, fuck you. Put your fucking arms up. Put your fucking... He's scared the shit out of me. It's probably why Ramirez's arms was moving. He was nervous because he got this cop with a gun pointed at him, hollering at the top of his lungs, dropping F-bombs, looking scared as shit. But nobody on that jury picked up on that. No one considered that. It's the reason why somebody might not move, be afraid to move, put their hands. This motherfucker, he's more afraid than I am. And he got a gun. I repeat, no one in the car had a gun. No one had a gun. He's the only one with a gun. He's the one with the bulletproof vest. He's the one with a radio for backup. And he's the one with a gun. And he's more scared than they are. Now, he may not know he's the only one with a gun, but that's the reality. So what does that tell you? That he overreacted. But no one on the jury saw it that way. They exonerated his ass, clean slate, get back out there and kill some more bad guys. I have a problem with it. And nothing Ramirez did in his life before this evening had anything to do with what happened this evening. Nothing. A person's story may have bad chapters in it, but that don't give you a right nor justifies you taking their life. All right, folks. I have to find something. I'm going to end on a positive note if I can. If I can. All right? Stay tuned. This is the Bar Stool Podcast. I'm your man, Tim Black, a.k.a. Tim the Bartender. This was episode 19. I got one more story. Hang in there with me real quick, man. I got something for you. I'm going to leave you with something. All right? All right.
Intruders beware, you don't want to mess with this lady.
Chop him! Chop him! Chop him!
A Whitehaven woman armed with a machete took on a man who tried breaking into her home in the 5,000 block of Horn Lake. And WRG's Katie Rufiner is live in the studio after speaking to the woman who says this wasn't the first time someone has broken in, Katie.
That's right. The woman says that she was armed for a reason. She's been a victim before, and she's determined to not let it happen again. Now, she's not a big fan of guns, but a foot-long machete did the trick this afternoon.
I was swinging my machete. I was saying, chop him, chop him, chop him.
Cheryl Nibley, armed with a machete she keeps for protection.
Thank you. I'm calling Rufus. Thank you, Rufus.
Sprang into action when she heard someone breaking into her house.
As I was talking to the police on the phone, I was hearing my window coming up in my bedroom, so I'm telling the police that he's coming in the house, he's coming in the house.
As the window went up, Nibley brought her machete down.
Say hello to my little friend.
Over and over again.
And I chopped the blinds up, I chopped him up, I chopped the bed up.
She thinks she sliced the intruder on the head and shoulders. He took off running, but Nibley and her machete took off after him.
Then I ran back out the door with my machete and my cell phone. I was still talking to the police, and I was chasing him going down the road right there.
Nibley believes this was the same person who broke into her home last month.
He broke in right before Christmas and stole all the televisions.
She's got a warning and advice for anyone who thinks about coming back uninvited.
They need to be careful, and they need to go get a job, go make some money, and quit stealing people's stuff.
But if they do, she and Rufus will be waiting.
Rufus, you did good. You saved me.
Quite the character. Now, Nibley lost sight of the intruder after he ran off. So far, police have not been able to find him, but Nibley does believe she injured him after she chopped him, so he may show up at a local hospital. Reporting live in the studio, Katie Rufiner, WREG News Channel 3.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, Miss Nibley. Took Rufus out and started chop him. Chop his punk ass up. Told you I'm hard on crime. That's right. That rusty machete, boy. Man, I'm surprised she didn't kill him with that thing. Find his head on the outside of that house. And she said she got hit. This is the second time. And she think it's the same guy. First time he came and took all her televisions. Just before Christmas. Hey, look, man. Look, more power to you. Rufus put something on that ass. Shoulders and head shots. I'm surprised. You know what? I think they haven't found the intruder at the hospital yet because he dead. He's somewhere in a fetal position. Laid up, just rotting right now. Because Miss Nibley didn't play. That's what I'm talking about, man. Look, man, protect yourself like Miss Nibley. Cheryl Nibley handled her business. And look, she said she ran outside butt naked. My only thing is this. Ms. Nibley, you could have put a towel on. So bloodthirsty to kill this dude, you run outside butt naked. I don't know about that, but I guess she was safe because she carrying that big machete. Ain't nobody gonna mess with her, naked and no naked. She ran outside bucket naked. Hey, look, man, I told you I was gonna try to find a good story, a positive story to end on. And what better positive story could I have found than Cheryl Nibley using Rufus to chop him upside the damn head for trying to steal her stuff. All right, folks, that's it, man. I am done for tonight. I'm done for this week. I'll see you next week on number 20. Do me a favor, once again, if you're watching this on Stitcher, review this video. Review this podcast. Review me on iTunes. Review me on Stitcher. It really helps my numbers, man. I really need it. So I can get some advertisers, something brief on my podcast, man. That'd be great. If you're interested in getting your products advertised on my show or on my YouTube, let me know. I'm open to talk about it. Hey, come back to me next week, man. We're going to do the same thing, man. Remember, I'm where passion is. I'm where heart is. If you want your stories told with heart and passion, you look me up. Hit me up on YouTube, Tim's Take Live. And I am out. On a happy note. I chop him. Chop the blinds. I chopped his head. I chopped his shoulders. I chopped the bed. I just chop it. Later. Right. So hopefully by the end of the day, close of business, midnight, the pictures of Miss Sasha I'm sorry, Miss Malia will be taken down. If you got pictures of Sasha, just leave the country. Go hang out with Putin. Because you ain't going to be nowhere you can hide. All right. Because that's his. Malia take after her mother, but Sasha take after him. And he don't play that shit with baby girl. All right? TimTheBartender.com. I'm going to have Michelle up here promoting my web shit. I was just told to go to hell.
So say good night to the bad guy. Come on.